Steam turbine cycle part 2. In this video, I'm going to explain subtopic 3, Rankine cycle. Rankine cycle. Rankine cycle. So now we look into the Rankine cycle. This is the simplified diagram of the steam power cycle, and by eliminating the impracticalities in the Carnot cycle, we get this TS diagram of the Rankine cycle. And as you can see, this yellow rectangular is the Carnot cycle, and the first we put the superheating the steam in boiler, meaning that we add more heat input into the boiler, and the temperature at the state 3 goes into the superheated region, as you can see, the one I put in the green circle there. And another impracticality is that we condensing the steam completely in condenser from state 1 goes into the state 1, which I put in the blue arrow there, and goes into the state 1 of the blue circle there, which is at the saturated liquid line. So from this we get the Rankine cycle process, or Rankine cycle TS diagram. So in the ideal Rankine cycle, we have 4 processes, which is the process isentropic compression of process 1 to 2 here, and then we have another process, which is the constant pressure heat rejection process from process 2 to 3, constant pressure heat addition process. Here is the heat addition process. And then we have isentropic expansion process 3 to 4 here with the workout, which is the A goes into the turbine here. And the last one is the constant pressure heat rejection process, which is from process 4 here to process 1 with the heat rejection here. And then the system will be circulating from process 1 to 2 again, and 2 to 3, 2 to 4, and will be circulating all around of it. So this is the TS diagram, and also the process of the Rankine cycle. Analysis of the Rankine cycle. So we already looked into the process and also the TS diagram. Now we look into the analysis of the Rankine cycle. So this is the TS diagram of the Rankine cycle. So from the analysis, we assume that the process or the device is working in the steady flow device, steady flow. And for the pump, boiler, condenser, and turbine. So from the steady flow energy equation, we know that Q in minus Q out plus work in minus work out is equal to H exit minus H inlet. So we neglect the kinetic and also the potential energy, since the ratio is extremely small compared to this energy. And we look first we look into the isentropic compression by the pump, which is process 1 to 2. So the work pumped in is equal to H2 minus H1, or it also equal to H2 minus H fluid at saturated at pressure P1. And the work pumped in also can be calculated from the specific volume, which is V times P2 minus P1, or can also equal to V1, which is specific volume at state 1, times P2 minus P1, and the specific volume at state 1 is equal to V specific volume at the saturated liquid line at pressure P1. Now we look into the second process, which is the constant pressure heat addition process, process 2 to 3, which is the device is the boiler, and the analysis is Q in is equal to H3 minus H2. And now we look into the third process, which is the isentropic expansion, process 3 to 4 from the turbine. The work turbine out is equal to H3 minus H4. And the last one is the constant pressure heat rejection process from the condenser, which is a process 4 to 1, and the Q out is equal to H4 minus H1. And from all these process analysis, we know that the thermal efficiency of the system is equal to work net divided by Q in. It also equal to 1 minus Q out divided by Q in. And the work net is equal to Q in minus Q out, and it also equal to work turbine out minus work pump in. So this is the analysis of the ID Rankin cycle. You should understand the TS diagram, and also you should know how to analyze all these equation. This is the end of part 2 for chapter 4. Thank you, and hopefully you enjoy the video.